Hey everybody, it's Amanda. I had some strong event energy ties and a couple of channelings this week, and I'm seeing a lot of synchronicities related to the event again. So I thought I would talk about that a little bit. Not sure what that means, other than maybe a lot more people are waking up and connecting into this energy right now, and so it's really strong at the moment. I think I had a channeling where the Arcturians actually said last week and this week would be really strong for people feeling it or being able to connect into it. And I know I had two personal channelings where this event energy info came through. It wasn't really related to the questions that much, but for some reason they're talking about it and sharing a lot about it. So last Tuesday, let's see, what today is, Thursday. So this past Tuesday and the Tuesday before in my personal channelings, the first one a week and a half ago or a week plus ago, I channeled for like half an hour about these this buildup of what felt to me like the event energies. Back when I did a meditation to see, when I was fascinated with the event and I wanted to know, like, when is it coming? What's it going to be like? What's it going to look like? And I wasn't getting much. And so finally on a meditation, I said, well, what's it going to feel like? And I'll link to that video where I describe, what that whole thing felt like. But I remember the feeling of it. And so the feeling it was really strong in that meditation. It wasn't quite as strong in this one. I don't know if it's because I've adjusted to it over time a little bit every time I connect into that, or just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's just not as strong. But it was still very strong in this reading that I was doing. And I saw it, the visual I got, which is kind of like a metaphor or analogy or something, I guess, was of like a lot of water spilling over a waterfall except the thing was that it hadn't, it was over the edge, but it was like freeze framed there. It was just hanging there. But at the same time, not freeze framed, because I could see little trickles were still running down. That's all that's getting through right now, are these little trickles of it that we can tap into and we can feel them, or they impact, our physical reality right now. But the buildup of this, it's like snow piling up ridiculously, like over the edge of something, so that you can't believe it hasn't fallen over the edge. It's just, there's so much of it. And what I felt was, we are creating the buildup of that. All our work that we've been doing, work in quotes, all of us trying to, clear all the junk out of our own personalities and 3D lives, and spreading, these feelings of love and light and compassion and all that. All this work that we've been doing that we can't necessarily see any evidence of it right here in the 3D and the here and now. It's because it's piling up behind this. And I just can't see how it's not going to break through anytime now. And the words I got in relation to that was the compression breakthrough, which I don't fully understand, but I've read some articles about it, and I was reading Michael Love's channeled message from December 2nd. And normally I don't follow him, so when I'm drawn to something, I feel like it's for a reason. And there were several key words in there that related to my experiences the past week and a half. One of them was, he mentioned compression, and I thought, well, that reminds me of compression breakthrough. The other one was the how we're feeling this, a lot more people are feeling this bliss state, this ecstatic feeling. This is the event energies feeling to me. And he says he says a lot of people are calling it the feeling, in quotes. I've never heard it called that, but but it's associated with this bliss state and also the feeling that something big is about to happen. And I've been having this feeling this week again lately, and I haven't had it for a really long time. So that was interesting to me, and I thought I would share. I don't know if anybody else is having the same thing right now too. And the other thing he said was about remembering who you are, that we are, because we're remembering who we are bringing this event or this shift, this different way of existing in a sort of a different feeling world. And that's another thing that I saw in the visual was, like I could see the waterfall and all this golden sparkly energy about to it's just ridiculously balanced. I don't even know how it's staying there without just splashing down all over everything. But then I could see all of us spread out on the earth, and we were also glowing, golden, sparkly, just like that material. So we are it. We are made up of it. And it was funny because the shapes that I was seeing us as were like little, it reminded me of a pinball game, the little things that the ball bounces off of, the little bumpers, little circular bumper things that it bounces off of. But they were shaped like an apple core, and I realized it's the inside of a torus field. That golden light was the inside of a torus field. I just couldn't see the torus field in the visual. So we are it. Essentially, we are the event energies, and because we're here and we're embodying that and we're being that, we're building it up, and it's just, we're bringing it, basically, is the feeling that I got. Let's see, what else? So, and then in another reading I did, I could feel that there's a big shift about to happen. Of course, again, like I said, once you connect to this bliss state, you feel like it's about to happen any second now, which I think is why we get so many of these. The event is going to happen next week. The event is going to happen next month. And then, we're sitting here going, well, I guess I didn't go. I guess I'm not on New Earth yet. Because, every time you connect to it, you feel like it's coming. It's almost here. It's right around the corner. But when I felt this, it was like the communication was, we can't even give you a visual of what it's going to be like. It's going to be so different. I saw a flash of really bright rainbow, kind of like rainbow clouds, but like bright, but it was also dark. The sky was dark, but you could see all these glowy rainbows everywhere in the sky. I mean, the whole sky was made up of it. That was the only visual I got. And they also reminded me of an analogy that I think I gave in a channeling, or I don't know, some video that I posted to YouTube where I talked about, it's like we're all in a chess tournament. Like our earth lives are like, we're all in a chess tournament. We're in the middle of the game, or we're towards the end of the game. And somebody walks in and says, okay, everybody stop right now. Don't touch anything. Stop the timer, stop the game. Okay, all the rules have just changed. Here are the new rules, and you have to play by these for the rest of the game, for the rest of the tournament. Wouldn't that be so weird? Like, okay, but, I spent my whole, chess playing career figuring out these rules, and now they're completely different. So that's the analogy they gave me. Everything's going to be so different. It's, the rules are out the window. It's something completely different after this shift. So that's, again, what I was connecting to this past Tuesday. So that was interesting. And then I also want to talk a little bit about, I don't like to focus on anything negative, and I like to see everything as a positive, but I have been made aware that there are a lot of Lightworkers that have been censored. Their YouTube channels are gone. Their Facebook pages are just suddenly deleted, just gone. And I know that, a lot of platforms are having to try to, I don't know, just make sure that people aren't being harmed by any content that's presented on their platforms. I guess, that's the way I'm trying to look at it. Although some of it doesn't, the things they're deleting don't make any sense to me. Why? I mean, it just seems crazy. But what has come through to me is that there's a lot of testing of our resolve right now. You need to make sure that you're willing to, be who you are. And I think most of us have done that. Another part of it is that your focus needs to, it's like things are happening to move your focus to where it needs to be for the next, whatever the next phase is. And I don't know what the next phase is. I haven't tapped into that, but, so if your Facebook page goes, then maybe you're supposed to focus on your Patreon group. Or, if your YouTube goes, then maybe you're supposed to focus on your own website and whatever work you're doing. Like maybe your focus, you'll be able to tell if you feel into it. Like, was I really engaged in that thing? And it may be that you were, and it may be that you're really pissed off, and that's valid. But the other thing they said about that, so that's just one aspect. The other thing they said is we need to be preemptive. Don't just have all your stuff on one platform. You need to diversify your stuff. And the other thing they said is all of us need to sort of band together. If somebody loses, a platform, then the rest of us can say, hey, you guys, if you follow so-and-so, she's over here also. So don't, go over there because she's, I know you want to follow that person and she's got great information. So we can share that. But be preemptive, they said, and make sure your stuff's on multiple platforms. Make sure your subscribers or your followers know where else they can find you if suddenly they go to Facebook and your page is not there, or your YouTube channel is just suddenly not there. And, and if your YouTube gets demonetized, write to them and fight it. I've heard of a lot of channels who were suddenly, drop subscribers mysteriously. Make sure you're still subscribed to everybody that you really love and enjoy listening to. If you get demonetized, go in there and click the boxes again. I noticed that some of mine got demonetized and I just went, what? And I just turned them back on. It's not a big deal. It's not like I make a ton of money anyway from YouTube ads, but anyway, so in that vein, you can find me, of course, I put in the description of all my videos. I'm on nwaouttheremom.com. That's my website. Even if my videos go down, I've transcribed most of them for the past year at least. So they're all on there. I think I've got recordings of everything backed up here locally. So it's not, I'd have to put them all back up and that would be a pain, but anyway, and I'm on Patreon, patreon.com, TTH for time travel hypnosis. I do still have my timetravelhypnosis.com website. I'm not doing hypnosis right now, except for my upper level Patreon tiers, just because I don't have a lot of time right now. Just really involved with focusing on my kids. So anyway, that's where to find me if YouTube suddenly disappears or whatever. I'm also on Facebook. I'm all over the place. You guys can find me. Search Amanda.shertzer. I'm everywhere. I'm on all kinds of platforms. So anyway, all right. So I just want to tell you guys all about that. If you have any event energy connection stories, I would love to hear about them. Or if you have any, news that you feel like people in the comments would like to know about, please put it in there. We love that. I love that. Everybody loves that. So anyway, all right. Have a great weekend, you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.